Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we've got a July 2nd and July 3rd signing and news update video for the NHL. In today's video, we're looking at the Western Conference, what signings were made between the July 2nd and July 3rd, and what other sort of movements happened over that time for the Western Conference. We'll look at all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to stay tuned for videos coming out later. And I'm sorry if there's any background noise. There are a few things happening today. But in today's video, I really did want to talk about some very interesting things that happened. We're going to basically be doing a July 2nd and July 3rd recap video, talking about all of the signings that happened on July 2nd, July 3rd for the Western Conference. We also got one waiver update to talk about, and I'm also going to be touching on any sort of things that I missed from July 1st. So I'll touch on both the Pacific and the Central in today's video. So the Anaheim Ducks over the 2nd and 3rd made no signings whatsoever. The Calgary Flames made one signing, that was on July 2nd, as they have signed Morgan Frost, who was an RFA in their system, to a 2-year contract extension with an AAV of $4.38 million. So Frost definitely worked out as the better of the two that they got from Philadelphia in that trade, Frost and Farabee. Frost feeling really good. Farabee didn't really do overly great, but Frost I think has the potential to still be a solid 2-3C in the Calgary Flames organization. Is he worth $4.4 million at this point in time? I don't think so, but I definitely think he's going to be a solid second, third line center, and the Flames have cap space to play with. It's only a 2-year deal, so I think this is a pretty good pickup here for the Flames. The Edmonton Oilers made one sign that was over on July 2nd, as they signed Lazar to a 1-year league minimum deal. Lazar this past year, I think over the past couple of seasons, has been a solid bottom 6 forward in the Devils organization. The Oilers are definitely lacking depth right now. They acquired Mangiapane, but besides that, really didn't do much on the acquisition side of things. So I think Lazar will be able to fit as like a 4th line guy, whether he on the center, on the wing, 1-year league minimum. Beautiful side there from the Edmonton Oilers to get a solid 4th line forward. So solid move there from Edmonton. The LA Kings made 3 signings, 2 on July 2nd, 1 on July 3rd. They signed Tyler Ward as well as Samuel Bolduc to 1-year league minimum deals on the 2nd, and on the 3rd, Logan Brown to a 1-year league minimum deal. Ward's been an AHL player, I think, in Los Angeles over the past couple of seasons. I expect him to probably be the same this upcoming season. Bolduc spent the past couple of seasons with the Islanders, the team who drafted him. He's a solid AHL defenseman who has had some call-up options, so I think that should be his sort of role in Los Angeles. Probably will start at the AHL level, definitely could see him be a call-up option. Logan Brown has been bouncing around the past couple of seasons, Tampa, St. Louis, Ottawa. I definitely think Brown could be a solid AHL player, maybe be call-up on occasion, so a couple of interesting depth adds there, Ward, Bolduc, and Brown. The San Jose Sharks made 3 signings on July 1st I missed. They signed Samuel Laberge, Jimmy Huntington, and Cole Clayton, all to 1-year league minimum deals. Then on the 2nd, they signed Pablo Reganda, who's one of their RFAs, to a 1-year league minimum deal. And then on the July 3rd, they signed Dmitry Orlov, 2-year deal at a $6.5 million AAV. So the Orlov deal, they need to get to the cap floor. That deal definitely helped them. Orlov's going to be a solid veteran top 4 defenseman for the San Jose Sharks team. He's the only San Jose Shark defender signed beyond next season. So I don't think Orlov will get traded in season. Maybe some point the year afterwards, but I definitely think Orlov's going to be a solid veteran presence for the San Jose Sharks. Meanwhile, Reganda, Clayton, Huntington, Laberge, all AHL players. Reganda has had some NHL time over the past couple of years, especially in Anaheim, so I could see maybe be a call-up option, but those are all more AHL level players, so interesting out there. The Canucks made one signing, that was on July 2nd, as they have signed Pierre-Olivier Joseph to a 1-year league minimum deal. Joseph's been bouncing around over the past couple of years, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, played with both those teams last year. He's a solid 7-8 defenseman. Like, with the Canucks blowing the way it's structured, I wouldn't be surprised if he started at the AHL level, but he's a guy who can be a serviceable 3rd-pair defenseman. So I definitely think if they run into some injuries, Joseph could definitely be a call-up option, and it's league minimum. That's a solid pickup here for the Vancouver Canucks. And then you have the Vegas Golden Knights. They made one contract signing. It was an extension, so a deal that's going to start next season, and that was with Korczak, as on July 2nd. They signed Korczak to a 4-year extension extension, AAV of $3.25 million. Korczak's had limited opportunities at the NHL level because of the depth of the Vegas Golden Knights blue line, but now with Nick gone, Pietrangelo being injured, probably having his career ended, Korczak's going to get a shot. Korczak's going to probably be a solid third, second pair defenseman next year, and he has shown flashes as a really good defensive defenseman with some offensive upside. So I definitely like this signing here for the Golden Knights, and if Korczak can start playing more consistently, and he seems to be the defender that a lot of people think in the Vegas organization, this is going to age like a beautiful contract for the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting note there, but those were the signings from July 2nd and 3rd from the Pacific. Going over to the July 2nd and 3rd signings from the Central, the Chicago Blackhawks made one signing. It was one that I missed on July 1st, and that was with Dominic Toninato, the former depth player in Winnipeg. Got a 2-year contract from the Blackhawks with the AAV of $850,000. Not a bad pickup here. Toninato has been bouncing around over the past couple of years, but has had some stints at the NHL level, being a solid bottom 6 forward. So on a younger Hawks team, I could see him try and crack the NHL roster as a bottom 6 forward, and $850,000, not a bad deal there for Chicago. The Colorado Avalanche on July 2nd signed Brent Burns, the big, tough, hard to play against defenseman who spent the past number of seasons in Carolina. Signs a 1-year, $1 million deal in Colorado with the opportunity of earning upwards of, I think, $4 or $5 million in bonuses based off of games played and performances. So very interesting note there. It's a solid pickup here for the Avalanche. Really has rounded out their defense, like add Burns to a third pair. He's going to be a solid addition there and really strengthens their right side with Manson and Makar. So I definitely like the Burns addition. Is it a little bit more bonuses than I would like to see? Yeah, but I definitely do think Burns could be a very solid add there on the third pair, and does give the Avalanche one of the better blue lines in the Western Conference. The Dallas Stars and one of their prospects, also on July 1st, one that I missed, and Muhonen to a 3-year, $850,000 deal. Muhonen, he's going to be a decent player, but for the next couple of seasons, he'll be at the AHL level, so just a depth add there for the Dallas Stars. The Minnesota Wild made 3 signings on July 2nd, one on July 3rd, all depth guys. Cal Peterson, Nicholas Aubue-Kubel, and Matt Kiersted all got league minimum deals. Peterson and Aubue-Kubel for 1 year, Kiersted for 2 years, and then on July 3rd, they signed prospect Merrick to a 1-year, $790,000 deal. Merrick's going to be at the AHL level next year, probably. And then for the other guys, Kiersted showed over the past couple of seasons he can be a depth defenseman in Florida. I think he'll start at the AHL level, but could be a call-up option if there aren't just some injuries. Aubue-Kubel could be a solid bottom 6 forward there for the Minnesota Wild. Cheap deal. I really do like that sort of an ad there for the Wild. And Cal Peterson, he's a solid third stringer. Like over the past couple of years, it hasn't been overly great for Peterson because of his contract. 1 year league minimum, showing he can be a solid goaltender, third stringer type guy. I definitely like that sort of a gamble for the Minnesota Wild. So some decent depth adds there from the Wild that they made. The St. Louis Blues made one signing. It was on July 2nd as they signed Suter to a 2-year contract extension with an AAV of $4.13 million. A solid pickup here for the St. Louis Blues. Suter was one of the better players left on the board after July 1st. So just over $4 million for 2 years. Solid pickup here. He can play in the middle 6. He can push out between 20-25 goals. And if it's not working overly well, they could probably trade him at next year's offseason. So a very interesting pickup here from the Blues as they get one of the better players on the board in free agency, and Suter, who I think will really start to gel well with the St. Louis Blues. And then we saw the Winnipeg Jets make 6 signings, 5 on July 2nd, 1 on July 3rd. The 5 signings on July 2nd were all 1-year deals. Walker Duehr, Samuel Fagemo, Isaac Poulter, and Cale Clegg all got 1-year league minimum deals, while they signed Gustav Nyquist to a 1-year, $3.3 million deal to come join the Winnipeg Jets. While on July 3rd, they signed RFA Mason Shaw to a 1-year league minimum deal. So Shaw, Fagemo, Duehr have all had experience over the past couple seasons at the NHL level, but mostly are AHL guys. I could see 1, maybe 2 of Duehr or Fagemo or Shaw make the NHL roster, but I think most of them are all start at the AHL level. Be call-up options. Same thing with Clegg. He has had some experience in the NHL over the past couple of years with Buffalo, Los Angeles. Probably will start at the AHL level, potentially be a call-up option. Poulter's a solid third, fourth stringer. Probably wouldn't see him at the NHL level unless there were into some injuries, but he can be a solid third, fourth stringer. The big one here is Gus Nyquist. That's a solid pickup here for the Jets. I like the Nyquist addition there from the Winnipeg Jets. He's going to help in the middle 6. You're not going to replace Nikolai Ehlers with Gustav Nyquist, but Nyquist has shown in the past he can be a solid 50 to 60 point player in in the right situation. So if the Winnipeg Jets place him in his place where he can succeed, I definitely think Nyquist could be a solid add there for the Jets. So lots of depth adds there from the Jets over the past couple of days, but the big one is Gustav Nyquist. So very interesting note there. The one other thing we do want to talk about is waivers. The St. Louis Blues were trying to move off Leddy. Couldn't find a taker for him. And he does have a partial no trade clause, so he could block trades to teams. So the Blues placed him on waivers, and similar to what happened with the Barclay Goodrow situation a couple of years back, the San Jose Sharks picked up Leddy off of waivers. So I don't think Leddy really wanted to go to San Jose, but he's in San Jose now. So it's a very interesting note there. He's making $4 million. That deal did wind up getting the San Jose Sharks above the salary cap floor, which is great stuff there for the Sharks. Leddy's going to be a solid second pair left shot defenseman, and within the final year of his deal, he could wind up being a trade deadline acquisition for teams who need some defensive help. So very interesting note there. But after being placed on waivers, Leddy was claimed off of waivers by San Jose and will now be joining the San Jose Sharks moving forward. So very interesting note there. But that's all I want to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Were any of these deals surprising to you? And which ones do you think were some of the better ones? I like the Nyquist one. I think the Orlov one was really good. I think the Leddy one was pretty good too. Suter was really good. There are a couple of really low-end deals I do think really worked out for some of these teams, definitely. I'll let you guys' thoughts on all these deals down in the comment section below. And which ones do you think were winners? Definitely love your guys' thoughts on all of that. That is all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video. If you're liking, subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'm going to check the description below. Cannot wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.